So hello everyone, thank you for this opportunity. Stroke is a devastating global disease. About 110 million stroke patients we recognize today. Stroke is the leading cause of early disabilities worldwide. 87% of all strokes are so-called ischemic stroke, where blood clot actually blocks the vessel and causes the stroke symptoms. It's a very costly disease. Just in the United States, the yearly estimate is about $53 billion in stroke-related costs. The gold standard nowadays, it's what's called endovascular therapy or mechanical thrombectomy, a method which actually is very similar to what's being done in coronary arteries to mechanically remove the blood clot from the vessel. It's about a couple of years already being in use, and it's increasingly, and it's important because it's highly efficient. If you're a New York Times reader, you might have seen this article which was published a couple of weeks ago saying that this revolutionary stroke treatment method, which is out for a couple of years out there, can save millions of lives in stroke patients which cannot be saved today. If, and this is a big if, stroke symptoms are being recognized early enough and the patients are being transported to the proper hospital. Stroke is the second common cause of death worldwide, which was stressed in this article as well. About 6.5 million people die of stroke every year worldwide. So where can we get this treatment? We can get this in comprehensive stroke centers. Are they available all over the place? They are not. In middle and high income countries, about 23% of the stroke population might have the chance to get to a comprehensive stroke center. But globally speaking, the accessibility of these centers is way lower and is even below 3% as referred to in this article. In the United States, there are about 60,000 of these thrombectomy cases being done per year, but it's a huge overhead of how many patients could benefit from this therapy if they are getting into the right hospital at the right time. So the journey of the stroke patient is divided in 3 stages: detection, admission, and treatment. What do we have today? First of all, the problem is that stroke symptoms don't hurt like it is for the case for myocardial infarction. I mean, symptoms are being not recognized, whether it's by the patient itself, bystanders, the family, or paramedics or physicians. The second problem we face today is there's no diagnostic tool which says, yes, there is a stroke or there's no stroke. We know the EKG for cardiac problems, and that's very well established. There's nothing like this for stroke. So that leads to the fact that patients are admitted to the hospital either too late because symptoms have not been recognized, or patients are being admitted to the wrong hospital where this therapy of mechanical thrombectomy cannot be offered. So what that means, if the patient is the wrong hospital, then now this patient has to be transferred to a comprehensive stroke center where mechanical thrombectomy is an option to this patient. That actually then results into the fact that treatment options are limited because the time is against the patient. And as you probably have known already during the last couple of days, if we block the oxygen supply to the brain cells, about 2 million brain cells die every minute if we don't act fast enough, a number which cannot better express the need for early action in this case. Now, what changes with Sonus, and Sonus is a device I would like to introduce you to in a second. So what changes with Sonus is that it's an early screening tool which can be used literally everywhere. So besides the symptom recognition, we now have a tool which says, yes, there's a stroke or it's not a stroke. What that means that this patient can immediately be admitted to the comprehensive stroke center, detouring the nearest hospital or any other institution, go straight to where the patient should be. That means that the thrombectomy rate now will go up because now patients have a much higher chance to get, a potentially life-saving treatment. It means by utilizing the Sonus, more stroke patients eligible for mechanical thrombectomy will receive optimal treatment. So let's look at Sonus a little bit closer. Sonus actually is an acronym which stands for stroke or not a stroke. So it's the first and only today non-CT and MRI stroke screening tool. It's portable, it's battery powered, it's an ultrasound device which actually non-invasively measures the blood supply to the brain, or better said, the brain perfusion. It's very easy to use, it's very safe, it's very cost effective, and it can be literally used anywhere, whether it's at the bedside in the hospital or pre-hospitally in an ambulance. The device itself has 3 components: the Sonus unit, which is the operating unit. The video shows how The actual technological concept works. It has a headset with 2 ultrasound transducers on both sides, and you need a consumable package for each test you do. It's a non-imaging device. It measures blood-brain perfusion non-invasively, separating right in the left hemisphere. It uses a signal tracer, which is better known as an ultrasound contrast agent, which are all commercially available. And the analytic algorithms we use for data analysis are based on kinetic modeling, which is a technological concept very similar to CT, perfusion-weighted CT or perfusion-weighted MRI. Now, coming back to mechanical thrombectomy, these are just a number of companies who are active in this field of mechanical thrombectomy. They're all doing a great job. What they don't offer is the patient actual recognition at the early stage possible and the transfer to the right hospital. So, and we've talked already a little bit about, what current challenges are in stroke care. One big one is the transfer from a non-comprehensive stroke center to a comprehensive stroke center. And actually in the United States, about 30 to 40% of all stroke patients could benefit from a mechanical thrombectomy treatment if they would not be transferred. So referring to the article and that slide here, just a little bit, for a qualified specialist who does this procedure, the extraction of the blood clot itself can be fairly straightforward, but getting the patient to the table in time is a highly complex process. And that's where we fit in with our device. So using the Sonus device would significantly increase the direct admission of a stroke patient to the right center, which is the comprehensive stroke center, and would significantly decrease the inter-hospital transfer of stroke patients for this purpose. The overall market we see, the total addressable market in the United States for stroke only is about $2 billion, including in addition to a $500 million annual revenue by the sales of the consumable packages. So the second benefit we see is intra-hospitally with this device. So taking a patient from a stroke unit or from a neurointensive care unit to an angio suite, for example, to a CT scanner, an MRI scanner, is costly because it consumes personnel and the cost for the procedure itself. So on the left side, you see here what it takes actually for a nurse, for example, to push the patient's bed to the angio suite and coming back about an hour. Using this device now instead of the perfusion-weighted CT scanner or instead of the angiogram, doing the procedure right at the bedside, we significantly cut down the time and therefore the costs involved in taking care of this patient intra-hospitally by using the Sonus device at the bedside. Now, where are we today? So we're actually facing our first FDA meeting, pre-sub meeting, which will be held in May, 4th of May. We are active clinically and otherwise in Germany, so we will have a German subsidiary as one of our goals. We have scheduled already our transfer audit MDD to MDR, which has been postponed now. So there's a lot of locomotion going on with this transition, as you may know. We have started our production series. So in April, actually, we will start manufacturing the consumable packages. The devices will be started to be produced in July in Germany, and there will be commercial launch in Germany later this year. And currently, we are at the stage where we're looking for potential partnerships. We have been privately funded so far, and our mission is to save lives, relies on us forging strategic partnerships that can help propel our technology to launch all the way through commercialization. So if you are interested in learn more about Sonus and the device, join us in the vital endeavor and be part of a life-saving movement. I'm happy to take any questions later on or any discussions. Thank you very much.